The Nyala, it was something high on my bucket list, and Carl and his team was pretty confident in the ability to find some Nyalas. In my experience with Nyalas and in talking to people like Carl and their team, they really like that bottomland type stuff. Down in the brush, they kind of move in small groups. So as we kind of got into a position in an area that Carl was pretty high, we might see some Nyala. And we're kind of working down a little creek, working our way through basically a drainage, getting up in there. There's some Nyala that we've kind of spotted, but we've got to get close.
Here's way this way. I just want to go up ahead. I think he's going to come out right below us in these little clearings and we can work our way and let David watch it. But I basically saw a pool in the river, kind of meandering but coming down river. Okay. Stop there. You're going to have to shoot from here. 36 yards from here. Wait. Okay, draw. Go. In behind the shoulder. You're ready, you can go. Good shot. Good shot. Good shot.
Neat sweat shot right there. Thanks, bud.
It's just been quiet. Give him a second. I saw good penetration, you agree? Good penetration.
When I first dropped the pin on him, he was so dark in there. I had to move off and reset until I couldn't see him.
That was exciting. Wow. That's so cool.
You never know till you grab them, but it feels good when you make the shot you're trying to make. It just
that scenario, you know, he was in the shade, sunshade. It was like, wow. That was beautiful. Everything. This is Nyala country right here. The rivers and getting weighed in here is what we always spoke about. This is what we wanted to experience. This is how we wanted to hunt.
I don't know how many times I've been in a hunting situation with a bow where we let an arrow go and we immediately are either down in the dumps or we're through the roof ecstatic. And I'm watching that arrow and it's flying perfectly true, right within an inch of where I'm aiming. Carl was like, good shot. Everybody, I was excited. We were celebrating. But then comes that period you have to sit down. You have to sit down, you have to wait. That's part of bow hunting.
With about an hour of daylight left, Wade and the John X crew gave the Nyala some time before taking off in search of a blood trail. But it wasn't long before the team realized they had jumped this Nyala.
It's been my experience anytime you jump any species after you've wounded them, that's strike one. He's got an advantage on you now. It's totally legal to do this. Where it's not legal in most states back home is they threw a drone up to see if they could spot it. And they immediately, the tracker up high, he reported, man, this animal's hurting. And at the same time, the sun's getting lower and lower. Well, you know, I know when the sun goes down that we're heading back to eat, and that's where we were going. So all I have is the night ends, and I get the call from Carl is that Nyala jumping over that bush. Mark the last blood, and we call it a night. All right, well, we are up this morning bright and early. Gonna go back where we lost the blood last night in the dark. I mean, we basically were still on a great blood trail. We ran out of light in the tough terrain, decided to call it a day. That was up there is where we had him last. Yesterday after the shot, we put the dogs out and even put a drone up, which is totally legal over here, to get a sense of, you know, what was going on. And he worked his way up here. We jumped him. We didn't get him on camera when he jumped, but we did see him. So now we're gonna get back on the track. See, Carl's pretty confident in everything that we're gonna find some success this morning. So let's cross our fingers and hope, and we go find this Nyala.
Group form. Group up. Good job. Hey yo, that's well out.
Our strategy with our dogs is basically we want to use the dogs in a manner of follow-up. So you'll see that our dogs, they all got some kind of terrier in them, so they got a lot of fight in them. We want a dog to fight an animal because the majority of our game will turn on a dog. And then when a dog is busy with an animal, it gives us the opportunity to get in and kind of make the follow-up shot. So for us, they must have good scenting ability. They must be able to follow up that adrenaline, that blood, because obviously when the going gets hot, these dogs are not chasing blood anymore, they're chasing adrenaline. And so then they will bay and they will hold and we can follow up. We've battled this morning to pick up on it again, but we have got good blood now again. And David's got the trail. And this Nyala is starting to what we call like meander. He's starting to sneak more. He's starting to use the thicker stuff. He's not going on the kind of the path of least resistance. He's trying to throw us now. He knows we're on him. So what we're finding now is from an open spot like this, instead of it going up the path where we would think would be the best, he's going through the little holes. So it will get tougher now, but I do feel that sooner or later we will get to where he lay up last night if he's not dead. And I feel we should get a chance on him. I'm very happy we could at least find this. The inclement weather does worry me. There's no rain predicted, but I'm not mad about what I'm seeing above us, a little bit of moisture. So we're going to try and move as fast as we can, support David, follow him. And if we put him up, the dogs will hold him. I have no doubt about that.
Be pretty stiff now.
He's going to be stiff, yeah. So we'll keep going, but most relieved that we do have this trail again. Let's go, guys.
David and Carl are leading us down this path, and really at this point, Gentry, who's filming all this, and I are doing our best just to kind of keep up. But even being behind them, 20 and 30 yards, we're moving at a fast pace to stay up. We're able to see lots of blood in lots of places. We found a lot of coagulated blood that had probably come out of his nose, or he'd blown some blood out of his nose. That's always a good sign. We're working our way down through the brush, going this way, then it ends up on an old 2-track going up towards a pond. And as we get up towards this pond dam, he breaks off to the left, and you can find where he bedded down, but he wasn't there.
See right there. He bedded down right there fairly recently. Laid down.
At this point, there's not a lot of figuration of what's going on. I mean, we're all looking around, and I'm like, I've been down this road. I've got the book, I've got the t-shirt, I've seen all this where you've made what you feel like is a great shot, and you're like, what the heck? And you can't find anything. And you get a little numb as the hunter, but everybody's still real confident, and we've got some really awesome dogs that are doing their work. And we hear one of the dogs called Django. I mean, he freaking goes nuts about 80 yards away, and they've got a certain way to communicate. And your role in this is to really honestly stay out of the way at this point. Don't mess anything up, Wade. And this dog is and Carl's waiting for a little more confirmation, and then he goes silent.
Well, one of the dogs may have bayed him. Just quit though. He barked several times.
Next thing we know is we hear another bark or two, and we just hear this giant splash. And this splash isn't maybe 50 yards away from us. And when we get up there, this is one of the craziest sights I've ever seen in tracking of any animal in my entire life.
Come, Wade, come!
Right with you. These dogs are doing what they're trained to. They're doing what's ethical, they're doing what is right, and that is to help us recover a wounded animal. So, tensions are high, emotions are high, the dogs are excited. This Nyala is trying to fight them off. He wants to get out of there. My job at this point is to follow Carl's direction and put another arrow into this Nyala without risking anything to the dogs.
Good dogs. Wade, come. You want to finish him with the boat? Get an arrow in. Get an arrow in. Quickly. Stand this side of me. That thing comes, we're gonna get hurt, yeah. Come, Wade, quick.
Good.
Come on, Wade. Watch your dog, watch my dog. Okay, now, it's clear. Now, take it.
He's kind of at a bad, I don't want to get to the dog.
Good dog, Django.
Wow. We use tracking dogs so much on our deer and all that and access down there that I've just got, I mean, it's the right thing to do. They do things that we can't do, but that there is something that I've never experienced in 100, 200 dog tracks. I don't even know. I'm just, that was amazing work. Amazing work.
With Wade's Nyala finished, it's time to recover it from the water as professional hunter Carl and tracker David ease into the pond to pull it to shore.
Wow.
Hey?
Heck yeah, what an adventure, sir. Well done.
Yeah, thank you, David.
Well done, David.
Good tracking job,
Good
David.
job.
Well,
Yeah.
we started this last night, an exciting stalk. We had to let him be last night. We ran out of light and we ran out of blood. What we thought we ran out of blood, but we just ran out of light. We couldn't quite find the trail this morning. We battled a bit and ultimately we then got a good trail. We followed up pretty hard here and here we are.
Yes.
This happens from time to time. Animals, when they aren't bayed by dogs, do go for water and we see this quite often in a season. And yeah, so glad the dogs could do their work. Django did a hell of a job.
Yeah.
Good dog, Django.
Well, it was amazing how just to watch the whole track and get over here by the water. And when he stood down there, you could see the blood that y'all had found where he stood. And then the dogs, they went to work and did the rest. I mean, that was the splash. And I know we won't be able to hear that on the water or on the camera, but I mean, when he ran him into the pond, and that was amazing. You guys did a phenomenal job. And thank you so much.
It's an absolute pleasure, sir.
Yeah.
You've got your Nyala.
Yes.
And what started well, ends well with a
That's
little
right.
bit of work in between.
That's right. Well, and I mean, when you bow hunt, sometimes you're going on long tracks. And I mean, when I took the shot and we made the shot, the visual both of us had was, man, you know, he's going to be dead. And that didn't happen. And, you know, you guys knew what to do from the moment one. We used the dogs, got the drones up. I mean, it was all an adventure.
Get him to the shed, get him in the salt, and we'll keep going.
Yes, sir. Thank you again.
Pleasure.
I can tell you, having hunted, you know, well over 40 years now, I mean, we're basically close to 50 years of hunting now, to capture all of that on film and the rawness and how it all went down on the Eastern Cape of South Africa, I'll never forget that. You know, we took the meat and donated it to the local school. The mount will be something that I'll cherish. The video, the stories, and all of that, my small part of making it all come together. I mean, you talk about something that is epic. I'll never ever forget that hunt and that recovery.
Congratulations, Wade. There's nothing quite like hunting big game animals on the motherland of South African soil. We've had an unforgettable time with John X Safaris, and we can guarantee we will absolutely be back again to continue fulfilling our dreams of South African hunting adventures.